Bankruptcy judge Christopher Lopez has rejected The Onion's bid to buy Alex Jones's InfoWars, stating that The Onion's parent company Global Tetrahedron had not submitted the best bid and was wrongly named the winner of the auction. The judge went on to say, quote, "I don't think it's enough money. I'm going to not approve of the sale." Judge Lopez also added, concerning the Sandy Hook families receiving as much money as they could, quote, "Left a lot of money on the table. You got to scratch and claw and get everything you can for them." Global Tetrahedron CEO Ben Collins was quick to turn to Blue Sky to announce his new ownership of InfoWars as a whole, and as well as to go on ABC News' Good Morning America to gloat about winning the auction and his plans going forward.
Ben Collins, CEO of The Onion, has teamed up with John Feinblatt, president of Everytown for Gun Safety, on this project. Welcome to you both. Thank you for coming in this morning. I got to say, Ben, when I saw this headline yesterday, I was pretty startled at first. Explain why you wanted to buy this site, what you plan to do with it.
Yeah, so we thought it would be the funniest joke of all time, basically, when we heard about it, and I think that's borne out, frankly. So InfoWars is a clearinghouse for lies and nonsense in a bad way. Like the garbage that they've put out over the last 2 decades has really hurt a lot of people.
Overnight, the judge in charge of this put a hold on your purchase, raising questions about the process, raising questions about transparency in the bidding process. What do you make of that? Are you confident this is still going to go through?
Yeah, look, we won the bid. We own InfoWars, and we are very excited about that.
But is it true that you didn't have the highest bid?
We did have the highest bid when you take into account the family's concessions here. They made a concerted effort to make this the best and highest bid for everybody involved.
He spread his funds out all over the place. Is there any real way to stop him?
You can try. It's not worth it giving up, in my opinion. I think that's what the reaction was yesterday. You didn't believe it when you saw your phone, but maybe you felt like, oh man, that's pretty funny. There's some hope in this. It's felt pretty hopeless in the last couple of months recently for a lot of people, and we want to say, like, actually good things can happen. There can be a good fight to win, and that's what we want to be here.
Yeah, the bottom line for this is, when you think about Alex Jones, this is karmic justice. The idea that Everytown would be taking over all the advertising of InfoWars.
After all that disinformation.
After calling Sandy Hook a hoax.
I had known some of the lawyers for the Sandy Hook family, so I gave them a ring. I was like, what does this look like? How do we actually do this? And they gave us some information about how to get this moving. So then we thought we could make a bid here, and the families decided they would effectively join our bid, back our bid, to try to get this over the finish line. Because by the end of the day, it was us or Alex Jones. There is a whole world of podcasters and TikTok influencers who have some really curious ideas of the world. And I also think that we're learning right now that their followings are just as big, if not bigger, than traditional celebrities. And they've gone unmocked. They got a free pass to this point.
Alex Jones had criticized the auction bidding process and proceeded to challenge the validity of it. And as we know now, the judge agreed with Mr. Jones, criticizing the bidding process as flawed and the amount of money the Sandy Hook families would receive from it. The judge went on to say, quote, "I think you've got to go out and try to get every dollar. I think that the process fell down." So how did the judge come to this decision? Well, the key factor in all this is the trustee, Christopher Murray, who was in charge of overseeing the auction for the sale of InfoWars. The auction at the time came down to 2 bidders. First United American Companies, a firm linked to Alex Jones, versus The Onion's parent company, Global Tetrahedron. Alex Jones's side had bid $3.5 million in cash, whereas The Onion's bid was $1.75 million, only half the amount, but with an added sweetener, as some of the Sandy Hook families would forego some of the money due to them and give it to the other creditors, providing the other creditors with more money than they would have received from the First United Americans bid. The judge ruled that Murray did not run a transparent process between the two parties involved in the bidding process, mainly due to that once Murray concluded that The Onion's offer was the better offer, he did not give Alex Jones's associated party another chance to improve their bid. It would appear that everyone on the internet claiming that Alex Jones was on another one of his conspiracy conspiracy theories about questioning the validity of this auction was wrong, and Alex Jones had every right to challenge the outcome of this auction. I believe the most ridiculous conclusion of all this is that the judge had claimed Christopher Murray had acted in good faith in running the auction. Really, and so just how exactly does one come to the conclusion that the auction result needs to be rejected while also saying Murray acted in good faith? Are you saying he is just not good at overseeing the auction? Because the judge went on to say that Murray went through, quote, mental gymnastics when the judge questioned the ironing out process. And, quote, it didn't even feel like they understood what they understood, speaking of the trustee and the auctioneer. And to top all this off, the judge is going to let the trustee, Christopher Murray, decide what to do next in the wake of this auction being denied, whether that be a new auction or not. Really now, so the trustee that oversaw this auction and you deemed necessary to deny the results of, due to how it was handled, gets to decide what happens next? Interesting decision to say the least. Look, whether you like Alex Jones or not, I think we can all agree that this auction was a sham. Even if you want the Onion to outbid Alex Jones for the ownership of InfoWars, you can at least see that this auction was clearly not run to achieve the most amount of money possible for the Sandy Hook families. Murray claimed to have no bias in his auction process, and I'm sure if there is another auction in the future, then there's going to be close eyes on how the bidding process is being handled this time around. Oh, and Global Tetrahedron, you should probably update your X profile, because as of right now, you are indeed not the parent company of InfoWars. But I'd love to hear what you all think. Did the judge make the correct decision? I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video.